Okay, so for this lesson, we are going to try and add some real-world context to some of the situations, some of the skills that we've been working with here, some of the concepts. So let's look at this example. So we have a leaky faucet leaks 35 gallons of water in 5 days. We want to write an equation in two variables to represent the situation. Okay, so the two variables are going to be x and y, and we're going to need to know the rate. So we're going to have to calculate a slope. So if you remember earlier in this unit, near the beginning of this unit, we talked about how we basically were trying to find a rate of like something over time. So the first thing we have to do is we're actually gonna do y over x because that's our slope, change in y over change in x. And in this case, we're gonna have 35 gallons in 5 days. The time goes on the bottom. Okay, time is always on the bottom. And 35 divided by 5 is actually 7. So I can actually write this as y over x equals 7. And that's essentially my slope. Now, if I want to write an equation that sort of makes sense, that I could actually do some stuff with, I'm actually going to multiply both sides by x. So if I multiply this side by x and I multiply this side by x, that goes away. And what am I left with? I'm left with y equals 7x. And y is our number of gallons, and x is our days, number of days. And there's no y-intercept on this because if it's 0 days, it would be 0 gallons. So my y-intercept is 0. So here's my equation in two variables. Y equals 7x. Okay, so determine the unit rate or slope of your equation and interpret its meaning in context of the situation. Unit rate means that you're going to take your fraction, because sometimes our slopes are going to be fractions, and you're going to divide it. Now, what that does is that changes the denominator to 1. Now, in this problem, the denominator is already 1. So my unit rate in this case, my slope, is actually 7 over 1. Kind of like it was up here, 35 divided by 5 reduces to 7 over 1. So we ended up with a normal number. If you end up with a fraction, you would just divide that fraction in order to get, this is just 7 over 1. So you'll see in another problem what I mean by that. So what that means in context of the situation, remember it's y over x, and y is the number of gallons, and x is the number of days. So what this means is the faucet leaks 7 gallons per day. And the second part of this, the time, should always be per 1 day, per 1 minute, per 1 hour. If you answered this as 35 gallons in 5 days, that's not unit rate. So you have to divide to get to the actual unit rate. All right, let's continue on. A second faucet is leaking at a constant rate. So now there's a second leaky faucet. The table below shows the number of gallons, y, leaked in x days. Which faucet had the worst leak? Okay, well, I need to know the rate that the new faucet is leaking. I already know that the first one is leaking 7 gallons per day. How much is this one leaking? Well, let's find out. They give us a lot of information here, but since we know that this is a constant rate, I can just choose any one of these, make a fraction, and then come up with the unit rate. So let me show you what I mean. I'm just going to choose, just because, I'm going to choose this point right here. Okay, so what does that mean? That means that this faucet is leaking 26 gallons in 4 days. Now, just like I was saying, in order to get the unit rate, we have to divide that. So if I divide 26 divided by 4, I get 6.5. So the first faucet is leaking 7 gallons per day. The second faucet is leaking 6.5 gallons per day. So that means that the first faucet has the worst leak. So the first faucet has the worst leak because the second faucet is only leaking 6.5 gallons per day. Now, by the way, if you had chose a different point, all of these divide out to the same number, and that's because it's a constant rate. So if you had chose this, 13 divided by 2 is 6.5, 65 divided by 10 is 6.5, etc. Okay, let's look at another problem here. The graph below shows the constant rate at which train A travels. Train B can travel 40 miles in 30 minutes. Okay, so we have to pay attention to a lot here. There's a lot to look at, and you have to pay close attention. One thing that I want you to notice is that they gave us train A. This is the graph for train A. I want you to notice that it's in miles, but it's in hours. Whereas train B is 40 miles in 30 minutes. So we need to convert that into hours so that we're looking at the same thing. They do this to us sometimes. We have to pay attention. So train A is the graph, and train B is 40 miles in 30 minutes. Well, what would that be in hours? Well, the good news is that train B, if it's 30 minutes, I can just double it to get an hour. So that means that train B is traveling 80 miles in 1 hour. Okay, so we're going to need to know that because it's 40 miles in 30 minutes. All right, here we go. Write linear equations for both trains in hours. Notice in hours. Okay, so train B we just did. Train B, we know, goes 80 miles per hour. 80 miles per hour. Whereas train A, let's figure it out. Train A, here's a nice point right here. Look at this. Train A went 60 miles in 1 hour. So train A is 60 miles per hour. Okay, so then they want us to graph the equation here. So train A is already graphed. We got to graph train B. The easiest way to do this is we know that it goes 80 miles in 1 hour. So let's put a point at 80 miles in 1 hour. And then we know that it goes through 0, 0 because it's going to go 0 miles in 0 hours. So that gives me enough information to actually draw the line. All right, so 0, 0 through 80. We're good. There it is. Okay. So now I've taken care of graphing this thing. All right. Interpret the unit rate or slope of train B in context of the question. Okay, well, we already did that. Okay, we already have the unit rate. This is over 1. So this means train B can travel 80 miles in 1 hour or per hour. Remember, unit rate is always per one thing. The denominator has to be 1. Which train has a faster rate of travel? How do you know? Well, now we know that train B is faster, and we know this 2 different ways. One way that we know this is that it has a higher rate. So this is 80, this is 60. The other way, though, you can actually answer from the graph. Train B has a steeper graph. Steeper graph means higher rate. So let's answer with the graph. So in this case, train B has a faster rate because it has a steeper graph. And that's that. Word problems.